You're listening to the Voice of Russia in London, bringing you a Russian perspective on developments in our two countries and the world.
This is the Voice of Russia in London. I'm Alice Lagnado. Welcome to the latest in our series of interviews with Russians living in London. Zhenya Strigalev is a composer and jazz saxophonist. I started our interview by asking Zhenya how at the start of his career he managed to keep playing despite having to serve 2 years in the Russian army.
I actually wasn't a soldier, proper soldier. And before I go there, I was making sure that I'm not going to touch any guns or something. So the only thing I was touching was cleaning tissues and this thing, to clean the floor in the army big band room after the rehearsal. And
you mean a mop or a trapka, a piece of cloth?
This was I was doing, cleaning and playing instrument for 2 years. The head of the orchestra, he liked jazz and he was trying to play jazz there.
So lucky for you.
Yeah, he needed people like me who not regular army band people who also can play jazz and want to be jazz musicians. And I was the perfect person for his thing. He didn't need to pay me because I was doing for free like a service, but I was playing jazz music which he needed.
And then you carried on playing and you were awarded a scholarship to the Royal Academy of Music in London in 2007.
Yeah, so basically, I was practicing. Beginning it was like a hobby. Then after I recorded one album. So we did a couple albums, but then the drummer unfortunately left to Moscow. Double bass player, he was switching between classical. He's also a very good classical musician. And then actually it was not enough kind of concert. So, and then I was like, okay, if I want to move, because I wanted to play and I wanted to develop my playing and writing, everything. And I realized that if I'm staying, it's not going to go any further.
Why did you think it wouldn't go any further staying in St. Petersburg?
Because not enough musicians and not enough musicians coming, because not many visiting, not many people coming from abroad. Because for jazz musicians, the most very important thing is to always hear new people, play with as much as possible different people. Because jazz is it's one of the important things is the communication. So when you play with the band, it's not like you learn something and you play exactly like you written. No, it's like you have to speak with people, and this is part of the fun when you playing and you don't know exactly where you will go because you don't know where the conversation will go.
So you came to London. Did you arrive with any contacts? What was your English like?
English was, I passed the exam. You need to pass exam. But
in English?
Yeah, in English, of course. If you go to the college here, you need to pass. Without passing exam, you'll not get anywhere. So I passed that, but still, of course, it was difficult at the beginning. And then they would money the same thing.
Did you play gigs to raise money?
I played sometimes, but actually, I couldn't at that time. I couldn't play much, because I was on a student visa, so there's a limit what I can do. Yeah. Then I worked actually at the college. I was doing stewarding in the museum. We had a nice museum. There's a lot of Stradivari violins there, so you have to look after them.
Stradivarius violins, well, that's a very responsible job.
Yeah, they were in the boxes, so you can't take them. But still, you never know who come with the gun, so I was there to protect them, I suppose.
And your English improved? I know you had to pass an exam, but still, when you came here, was it difficult to communicate?
It was difficult, yeah. I couldn't understand anything.
How did you manage it at the college?
The good thing about music is that you don't need to speak much, just play. Actually, I don't like when musicians speak too much, because it's just like, okay, great, but don't speak too much, just play,
Let the music tell the story.
Yeah.
And now, speaking of listening to the music rather than the words, Zhenya's kindly brought his alto sax into our studio, and now he's going to play for us. He's going to play a track from his new album, Smiling Organism, and the piece is called Fairy Stairs. That was Zhenya Strigalev playing Fairy Stairs from his new album, Smiling Organism. This is the Voice of Russia in London. Stay tuned.